I am feeling so refreshed from this weekend. I have felt led to this video for a while. I will hear from God that I need to do a video, but then I sit on it for months, and the last video I did, I sat on that idea for a year. I probably should be better in being obedient sooner, but I just want to make sure I'm hearing from God. And I think like I'll get an idea or a concept of something, and then I kind of need more details to fall in place before I share the video. So on this one, it's such a touchy subject that I have really been I'm like, Lord, are you sure you want me to share this? Like, I'm a girl. I don't know if this makes much sense for me to share this, but I have felt over and over again that the Lord, for whatever reason, has chosen me to be in the role that I'm in. And in that role that I'm in, with being a single mom, I do believe that I can help men in a way, which is probably going to seem strange a little bit. You can take this video or leave it, but I do feel called to share it. Okay, so again, I'm a single mom. I have been for a while now, like 5 years. I'm also a firstborn, so that plays a role in this too. But I do believe God has gifted me with leadership ability. He's obviously strengthened that over the last couple of years. Like, the more that I've had to take on myself, like, it's, in my opinion, you either figure it out or you drowned. And so I'm like, I'd rather figure it out, So the Lord has worked with me through so many things to like become a better leader. Like, because I am in the role that I'm in right now with my son. Like, I lead him in every way. Like, I'm currently the provider. I disciple him. Like I'm the leader of our home because we don't have, that other person. And so there's so many ways I've had to step up to fill this role, and do both sides, obviously. Like, I try not to throw out the term like masculine and feminine because it can get like controversial or whatever, but Jesus, actually, he had both components. Like, he was a masculine man, but he also had, and feminine almost sounds girly. It just, like, Jesus was also compassionate. Jesus also really cared about people. Jesus also was emotional, and had vulnerability, and there was like a softer side is the way to probably say it best. So like a leading side, and then a little bit softer side, or just more connected to your heart type of thing. And so I've had to kind of like hold both of these dynamics. So I do feel like I can speak into men's lives because I have had to become the leader of my home. I lead my child, on my own, and I disciple him in Christ, and I'm raising him up to be a godly man and a godly warrior. And so that requires me going first and me being a leader first in order to help him in his journey. So I'm not trying to say, by no means am I a man. Okay, so there's going to be things that are still coming from a woman's perspective on this. And so I'm going to kind of dance around this very carefully. But I do think that I can help assist men if you're watching this video. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, so one, I think understanding that, men, you are the protector of your home, okay? And that doesn't, so physically, obviously, yes, that's where our mind goes to first. So physically, yes, you're the protector of your home. If something's going down, you're gonna get up and defeat the bad guys or whatnot. That's honestly an area where I don't know what I would do in that situation. I obviously try my hardest, but I don't know how well that would go down. So like, yes, physically protecting, but there's such another component to this. And I hope this video just inspires you and helps you to see a little bit more of the dynamic and understand that, men, you are literally kings. You are born to be a leader. You are born to lead yourself and also your family. God has given you such great authority and responsibility to lead and lead well, but there's different components to it than what you probably think like on the surface, okay? So with protecting your home, okay, physically, but also I want you to think about this in the way of how do I phrase this? Like, okay, think if you have a palace, okay, and you're the literal king of the palace, which is what you are with your home, not in a dictator type of way, in a good servant leader type of way. So you're the king of your palace, okay? So if you have a palace, you've obviously got security, people looking out and making sure you guys are protected physically. And then you have this other aspect of like, are my people doing well in my home? Like, it's so much more than just like I took care of the bad guy. There is another component of like, is everybody emotionally doing well in my home? Is everybody doing well under my care? Is there conversations that need to be had that I'm not having, and therefore it's causing a lack of peace and tension? Am I protecting my home from spiritual attack? Which means like, are you praying for your family? Are you praying for your kids? Are you praying for your home and the environment? Like, you're supposed to protect too in the spiritual realm. So praying, like being a man of prayer, because that is how you fight battles in the spiritual realm. Like, you can fight physical battles here on this earth, and then also God has called you to fight spiritual battles for your home and protect it spiritually. And then, yeah, going back to people, like, how are people doing under your care? Like, are you praying for your kids and with your kids? Are they seeing you pray? Are they seeing you in your secret place? Are they seeing you on your hands and knees on the ground, like knowing that you serve a God, not just you are the God, because you're not the God. That's an idol. Are you on your hands and knees because you serve a God? And you're submitted to authority, and you're submitted to God's leadership. Because also, if you want to win the woman in your home over, if you want transparent, open submission on her end, she's got to see too that you're submitted to something higher than yourself. It doesn't work if it's just like you're just submitted to, you're just doing your own thing. You're just telling everybody else what to do. You're coming in barking orders like a dictator, and you're not getting guidance from above. It's a dual process. It's equal submission. Like, it works together. She's gonna trust your leadership and be submitted to you when she sees you on your hands and knees, asking God for clarity, asking God for direction, asking God what to do in the situation that you guys are in. Like, she's gonna trust that man. She's gonna be like, that is a man worth submitting to. So, which takes so much humility. I know on your guys' end, and I know I'm coming from a girl's perspective. I do not have all the answers to this. I just feel like I have a little bit of insight, because I do lead my home, and I do have to do this role that I'm in, and I have to do it well. And so, what was I going to say to that? But you being a great leader means you die to yourself and you think about what's best for the people around you. It's not just like what you want and what you want to do. Like, you literally consider others. You consider the people in your home. You consider the best decision for everybody that's involved. It's not just, I'm the man and I do what I want to do when I want to do it, and people need to follow me. That you're never going to get anyone to follow you by doing that. That's not a good leader in general. Like, if you go to work and you're like, everybody just do what I say, like, you will get people to be compliant, but do they want to be compliant to you? No. Do they have to be because of money? Yes. Good leadership is people would follow you and submit to you based on your character, based on you like leading well because you care so much about your people, not just barking orders at people. So so there's a side, I believe, that with men, you have to go there. You got to go there with God. You got to be vulnerable with him, which I'm sure is hard. I'm sure it's much easier for me to be vulnerable with God because I'm a girl. But you got to be vulnerable. You've got to address wounds that you have with God, because none of that is hidden. You think it's hidden, but none of it is. It comes out in some way. You got to go be vulnerable with God and tell him your wounds and where you got hurt in your past. You've got to go there like with God and work with him and have a relationship with him and get guidance from him and get wisdom from him so you can lead your family well. So it's not just I lock the door at night. It's not just I take the trash out. It's not just the bills are paid. Those are all good things to do and are expected of you from God. But it is tapping over into the emotional side of, how are my people doing under my care? How is everybody's hearts? Is everybody good, or is everyone mad at each other? Is there tension in the home? Like, how's the home going? Is there peace? Are people growing? Do people know I love and care about them? Do people know that I'm so proud of them? Or are you just keeping that all to yourself and you don't voice that to people? Do I talk about a vision with my family? Do I say, hey, this is where we're at as a family, but this is where we're going? And a vision with your kids on like their identity and realizing they're right here and you want to, this is the vision you have for them on their character and what they're going to do with their life. Are you having that conversation of creating a vision for them of where they can be? And that takes you going there first. So much of you can't be that's a dictator if you just tell people what to do and you don't walk it out yourself. So all of this is you've gone there first with God. You've let God transform you. You've been vulnerable with God. God leads you and guides you so you get more confidence and you get more reps with God so you can lead people. You can feel confident about leading people well and confident about hearing from God. I think that's probably where the issue stems is it takes a little while to get confident that you're hearing from God. And that takes such vulnerability. But Jesus was so much in his heart. And so I don't know why our culture is like telling men to not be vulnerable and not be in their heart, because Jesus so much, like it says over and over again, Jesus had compassion on them. And he wept at times, and he had solitary time with God where he would go out and pray with him and spend time with him like often. And so those are so needed for you to become the man you're supposed to be and lead your home well. Protecting your home too, as far as people's eyes and their ears. So I've talked about this before, but eye and ear gates, that's how stuff gets in. So like, are you monitoring your home and the fact of like with hearing? Do you have the news on all the time? Like, is it negativity all the time? Are you cussing? Or, what are you telling people? What are they hearing? Because you have to protect people's ears. And so you, again, going to God and being like, if cussing is your thing, like taking that to God and being like, wring this out of me, because I can't have people in my home hearing that. Or like on the news creates fear. I can't have a home where I'm literally letting fear into my home by turning on the news all the time. Not criticizing, because your children are hearing that. And so just being conscious of like, you're a man that's supposed to protect every person in your home's ears, and you're a man that's supposed to protect everyone in the home, their eyes. So which again, you've got to go there first. So I won't go into too much detail of this, but like, what are you watching? What are on the TV, on the computer, on your phone, magazines, whatever it is, like, what are you watching? What are you bringing into your home through your eye gates? Because you can't say to other people, I don't want you doing that, if you're the one doing it. So again, vulnerability with God, and that maybe struggle in this area, and asking God to help you in this area, because a leader is you went first. You crucified your flesh first. You went there first to realize you have a problem, I don't want to say problem, to realize you may be dealing with some sinful stuff, and you went and crucified it over and over and over again with God. And then now you have authority. When you crucify your flesh in an area that you used to struggle in, you now have authority to tell other people, hey, this is how I got past it. This is how I overcame it. This is how I conquered it. And now you can inspire your family to do the same thing. But you won't even have that talk if you're first struggling yourself. So again, being a good leader is you went there first yourself. You crucified your flesh yourself first. But yeah, protecting everybody's eyes, like on movies. Not picking movies that have a bunch, like really any sex scenes, but just not letting that sexual content penetrate your eyes. Like that's not for us at all. And so movies, being cautious of that, just ads that are on TV, like protecting people's eye gates. So that's one of them. Also protecting people's minds from worrying. I think us women have more security is kind of what we like. If we have security, then we feel fine and we don't worry. Whereas I feel like men, they could have less money and they don't really worry about it so much like we do. So just comforting your wife on like just her not worrying about things, but also that means you have a plan in action and you're just getting things taken care of financially so she doesn't have to worry. But also it's good for affirmation to be like, babe, I got it. This is my plan. This is what we're doing. You don't need to worry. I got it. Me and God are working on this. So just like affirmation, and then just doing the thing. If you need to work more hours, if you need whatever you need to do to make sure your finances are in order, will eliminate her mind so much from worrying. And if you can free up her mind, like you're gonna have a happier person that you're living with. And so just being conscious of, how's my wife's mind, what's going on there, what's she worried about, what she's stressed about, what she's nervous about, and how can I comfort her that everything's okay. Couple more things. Your health too is super important, because discipline, it bleeds over into a lot of things. So again, like being a good leader is you went there first, so discipline with your health, like, and I won't hit on this too much, but like being a leader is just being a good example in all areas. And if you want respect, like when you're a good example, like people respect you. So if I know men are wired for respect, and so if you are just a good example, that's a good way to earn respect in your home. But like with food, let's say we're going to an actual war and you're going on the actual battlefield. If you're 300 pounds, how are you going to win that war? Like, how are you not going to get taken out? It's the same thing with this realm that we live in. Like, there's a constant war every day going on that we just don't see. And so in my opinion, like, okay, if you're constantly eating bad, you're constantly overweight, and you have not disciplined your body, then you're literally just slowing yourself down in everything. Like, you're compromising your health potentially. And then guess what? If you end up in the hospital, you now put all this pressure on your wife to provide for you. So you're putting a lot on the line by being undisciplined with your body. And if something happens to you and health-wise and you die, like now everything's on her shoulders. And so being conscious of your health and like what you're putting into your body, being disciplined with your body and working out and all this stuff, like you're going to be ready for battle. You're going to be a soldier. You're going to be a warrior. And there's just, to me, health does go with spirituality, because when you feel good and like you're putting good stuff in, you feel good, your mind is so much clearer. Like you're just when you feel good and you're in good shape, like you can accomplish a lot more, including for spiritual things. So to me, they go together, and it requires discipline, which with men in general, you need to be disciplined in all areas. It's kind of the deal. So anyway, I've had to learn this. Like, I've had to learn delayed gratification and discipline just with the like position I'm in with being a single mom. So just being fit for the battle, because we're in a war, and the more clear, like the better you feel, the more clear your mind is, the more you can think, the more you can commune with God, the more you don't have to worry about stuff in general. You don't need to be on medication. You don't need to go to the doctors. You don't need to be in the hospital and put that stress on your wife, like, and cause everybody worry. Like, if you can just get that in check, like that will help out so much too. And I think it does relate to spirituality. And it's caring for your vessel. Like, God gave us one vessel, and you should care for it. Just like you shouldn't dump alcohol and drugs into it, because that's literally toxins and poisons you're pouring into your body. And again, if something happens to you, you're putting all that stress and weight on other people. So it's literally thinking about others is kind of what it comes down to. Even if you're like, I don't want to eat healthy, or I don't want to work out, but it's like, but if I'm in good shape and I feel good, I'm more effective for the kingdom. I'm more effective for my family. So it's like, lay that down and sacrifice. Like, well, I want to eat what I want to eat. Like, you need to care about your vessel and what you're feeding it. And we're here for kingdom reasons. We are here to advance the kingdom. We are here to save as many people as we can for heaven. And you can do that so much better when you literally feel good about yourself. And then you can be a good example to your kids. So everything is just being a good example. Having discipline, being a good example. Again, I am not a man, so you can take this with a grain of salt. I just am in a leadership position. And so I've had to do these things myself. So that's why I feel led that I can share them with others. So yeah, I think that's about it. I have no idea how this video is how you guys are gonna take this. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see. But I hope this did help. I hope it inspires you. I think men are awesome. I literally think men are awesome. I think you guys don't know how awesome you are, and I want you to see how awesome you are. I want you to see that you're a king, and that you're a warrior, and that you're a soldier, and God has called you, and he wants to do great things with you. And so it's just getting leadership like in order. I think it's amazing when you run your home like how God would want you to run your home, and when you work in unity with your wife, and you guys are, just doing everything with excellence and making God proud. But yeah, you guys are kings, and if you haven't put your king hat on or your king crown on, like, realize you're a king, but you need to be a servant leader, and you need to care about your people, and you've got to be vulnerable with God, and you've got to discipline yourself in so many different ways. And so, okay, I hope you guys have a great night. Yeah, I'll be back on here soon.